Have you ever wondered what your toys do when you're not looking? Picture a young boy, Timmy, rummaging through the dusty corners of his family's attic. He's on a quest, fueled by the curiosity of a child, and stumbles upon an old, worn-out doll. This doll, unlike his shiny new action figures, carries an air of mystery, its stitched smile and glassy eyes mirroring years of forgotten stories. As Timmy holds the doll, he feels a shiver run down his spine. The room suddenly seems colder, the silence louder. It's an eerie feeling, like someone or something is watching him. He brushes it off, attributing it to the attic's chill and the creeping shadows. After all, it's just a toy, right? Yet, there's an unshakable sense that this is more than a simple child's plaything. There's something different about this doll, something chilling. Little did Timmy know this was no ordinary doll. As the days passed, the doll seemed to take on a life of its own. A feeling of unease set in as the once cheerful toy began to emanate a strange, unsettling aura. The house, once a sanctuary of warmth and laughter, now seemed to hold a chill that crept into the very bones. No corner of the house was left untouched by the bizarre happenings that started to unfold. The doll, a once beloved companion to young Timmy, began to appear in places far removed from where he'd left it, tucked into bed, only to be found later perched on the living room mantel. Left in the playroom, but discovered later at the foot of Timmy's bed, its glassy eyes reflecting the moonlight. The strangeness didn't stop there. Whispers echoed through the silent corridors at night, a soft murmur that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. The words were indecipherable, but they carried a tone that sent a shiver down Timmy's spine, a tone that spoke of secrets hidden in the shadows. Then came the incidents of the moved objects, favorite toys disappearing, only to reappear in the most unlikely of places. Timmy's beloved teddy bear found in the freezer, his collection of marbles discovered in the bathtub. And always the doll was nearby, its painted smile seemingly wider, its eyes seemingly brighter. But what truly sent a wave of terror washing over Timmy was the missing objects. His mother's locket, a cherished family heirloom, vanished without a trace. His father's old watch, a priceless artifact, was nowhere to be found. And amidst all this, the doll sat, its stitched lips seemingly curved into a silent, knowing smile. Was it all just a child's imagination running wild? Or was there something more, something sinister at play? The aura of the doll seemed to darken, its once innocent features taking on a grim, eerie aspect. Fear began to grip Timmy, but the real horror was yet to come. One night, Timmy was awakened by a chilling voice whispering his name. The voice was soft, almost inaudible, yet it echoed through the silence of the room with an eerie resonance. It was a voice that did not belong to the realm of the living, yet there it was, breaking the tranquility of the night. In the darkness, a small figure began to stir. The moonlight seeping through the window cast an ominous glow on the doll, its painted eyes staring into the void. No longer a mere toy, the doll had taken on a terrifying life of its own. "Timmy!" it whispered again, its voice filled with an ancient sorrow. The room grew colder, the air heavier. The doll began to share its tale, a story so spine-chilling that the darkness seemed to recoil in fear. It spoke of a time when it was not a doll, but a boy with dreams and a life full of potential. A cruel twist of fate, a curse cast by a vindictive sorcerer had trapped the boy's soul within the inanimate figure. The doll was him, and he was the doll. The boy's life had been replaced by an endless existence within the confines of the toy, an existence filled with an insatiable longing for freedom and a life lost. The doll's voice, once a whisper, grew stronger with each word. It was a voice that echoed with the torment of a stolen life, a voice that resonated with the despair of an existence that was neither living nor dead. It was the voice of a soul trapped in limbo, yearning for release. Timmy listened, his heart pounding in his chest. The reality of what his toy, his friend, was revealing was too much to bear. The doll was not just a doll, it was a soul, a lost boy, trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The doll's revelation sent a cold shiver down Timmy's spine. He was living a real-life horror story. The horror had only just begun, and Timmy would soon learn that his role in this chilling tale was far from over. Determined to break the curse, Timmy embarked on a harrowing journey. With a heart full of resolve and a spirit unbroken, Timmy set out on a path to free the young boy's spirit entangled within the doll. Every step of the way, the supernatural world reared its head, throwing obstacles at Timmy, each one more daunting than the last. The air grew colder, the shadows grew longer, and an eerie silence filled the once familiar surroundings. Strange whispers tugged at the edges of his consciousness, and objects moved with a mind of their own, creating a maze of mystery and fear. The doll, once a symbol of innocence and childhood joy, became increasingly menacing. Its glassy eyes seemed to follow Timmy around the room, its painted smile twisting into a sinister smirk. Its presence was a constant reminder of the danger that loomed, a chilling symbol of the curse that held the boy's spirit captive. But the doll was not content with merely being a passive threat. It began to taunt Timmy, its voice echoing in the stillness of the night, a chilling whisper that promised doom. It warned him of the consequences of his actions, threatening to trap him within the confines of a toy if he did not cease his attempts to break the curse. Despite the threats, Timmy remained undeterred. He knew the stakes were high. It was not just about freeing the boy's spirit anymore. It was a fight for his own freedom. The doll's threats served only to fuel his determination, to remind him of the importance of his mission. Each day brought new challenges, each night new fears, but Timmy pressed on, his resolve unwavering. He knew he had to face the darkness to bring back the light, to break the curse and free the boy's spirit, and ultimately, to save himself. Timmy was in a race against time, his own freedom at stake. He knew the clock was ticking, and with every passing second the curse grew stronger. But he also knew he couldn't afford to lose. Not now, when so much was on the line. In a final desperate move, Timmy confronted the doll. His heart pounded in his chest like a steady, ominous drum, echoing the gravity of the moment. The room was heavy with an unearthly chill, the air thick with anticipation. The doll, a once innocent plaything, was now a vessel of pure dread. Its glassy eyes glowed with an eerie, unnatural light, a chilling testament to the spirit trapped within. But Timmy was resolute, his courage unwavering in the face of this frightful adversary. Drawing a deep breath, Timmy began the incantation he'd discovered in the ancient dust-covered book. Words of power, words of liberation. They hung in the air, a beacon of hope in the oppressive darkness. The doll twitched, its porcelain visage contorting in a grimace of malice and fear. The room seemed to pulse with energy, the very fabric of reality bending to the will of the incantation. The doll trembled, its form blurring in a haze of spectral light. A guttural roar echoed through the space, a cry of defiance from the trapped spirit. But Timmy stood firm, his voice unwavering as he continued the chant. With each word, the spirit's hold on the doll weakened. The spectral light became increasingly frantic, flickering like a dying candle in the wind. A final, desperate screech pierced the air, a last futile struggle against the inevitable. And then, silence. The light dimmed. The air grew still. The doll slumped, its once glowing eyes now dull and lifeless. The spirit, after a long and torturous confinement, had finally been released. Timmy, with a sigh of relief, let the book fall from his trembling hands. It was over. He looked at the doll, its menacing aura now replaced with an eerie tranquility. A sense of peace washed over him, the weight of the curse lifted. The doll was just a doll once more, its reign of terror brought to an end by the courage of a young boy. With the doll defeated, the curse was finally broken. And in the silence that followed, Timmy knew he had not just faced his fear, but conquered it. The morning after, Timmy woke up to a peaceful house, free of the doll's haunting presence. The silence was almost deafening, the stillness almost eerie, but it was a welcome change from the previous night's chaos. Timmy's house, once a playground for the malevolent spirit, was now just a house again. You could almost hear the sigh of relief echoing in the empty hallways. The harrowing ordeal had taken its toll on Timmy, but it also taught him a few valuable lessons. He learned that fear could be conquered, that courage could be found in the unlikeliest of places, and that not everything is as it seems. The doll, once a symbol of childhood innocence, had turned into a menacing entity, only to be vanquished by a brave young boy. Timmy's tale serves as a chilling reminder that even the most innocent of objects can hide a terrifying secret.